Wake up and ball. Welcome back to Wake Up and Ball, powered by BetUS. I'm Richie, he's Tony. We're excited to give you guys all the latest stuff around the NFL. We talked about it yesterday. It's officially the off season. There's a lot of things going on in other sports we're going to bring up today. Haha, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of fun things happening. NFL trade rumors is already here. Super Bowl LAX is in the books, and now we're already looking at Super Bowl LX in San Francisco. Please do us a favor. Hit the like button right now on your way in to Wake Up and Ball. Try to help us get to 20,000 subscribers right here on this YouTube channel. Let's get straight into business. TD, good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Richie. Good morning to you and everybody watching right now. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about Wake Up and Ball Monday through Friday, every weekday, right here. Your favorite morning show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. It's a lot to talk about, Richie. NBA stuff, NFL. It's just crazy going on in the sports world right now.
A lot of fun stuff. Make sure you guys stay tuned for all the content here. Also, we released our Super Bowl vlog on the Roundtable Sports channel, this YouTube channel. Click that link. Go check it out. You can see all the behind the scenes of what TD, myself, Colby, and Dan was able to accomplish. Did you watch it last night, TD, or no?
I actually watched it this morning, Richie, while I was in carpool waiting to drop my kids off to school. It was pretty dope, man. Good job, man. I didn't know you got that much footage, actually.
Oh, man, come on. I gotta get as much footage as I possibly can to let the people get an inside perspective of what it's all about, man, because we do a lot of fun things together. We got to make sure we're all, bringing the content. You feel me?
Absolutely, man. Hey, y'all hit that like button on your way in the building, man. Ms. Relentless said you guys are my favorite. Keep it going. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
We appreciate that. We appreciate it. So don't forget to smash the thumbs up button on your way in, and let's get straight into business, man. Woo! There's a lot of NFL rumors, a lot of NFL speculation, a lot of trade requests. Yesterday we spent the whole show talking about the Super Bowl. Of course, we still got to talk about some Super Bowl stuff, but there's a lot of other things. And the first thing I want to start off with is baseball season's here, TD. Your first year of being a baseball fan. Are you excited for it? Because spring training starts next week. The players have reported, and I'm excited about it, man. This is your time to be a Mets fan. Are you excited for it? The Mets re-signed Pete Alonso last week, so Mets fans are ready to go. We're locked and loaded up after that long, crazy contract situation. Are you excited for your baseball debut?
Yeah, why are you trying to make me a Mets fan like that on the low, Rich? You trying to sneak that in there? I never agreed to that.
Because, if you want to have a good time watching baseball, you got to be a Mets fan, right?
No, I don't have to be a Mets fan. I have to be a Marlins fan.
Yeah, enjoy being a Marlins fan while we got Mets fans in the chat. That's what we're talking about, baby. I know they were there somewhere. I know they're lurking. You see that profile picture? That's the big three. You see that? That's the big three.
All that Soto talk, we'll see what that turns out to be. We'll see what it turns into. You really think that's going to come to fruition?
What?
Like y'all gonna win a World Series or something?
We were in the NLCS last year, which is the championship series, and now we got Soto. We have to go up against the Dodgers, which is like the epitome of just, I don't know how we can get past the Dodgers. Look at that. We got so many Mets. I didn't know how many Mets fans we had watching Wake Up and Ball, baby. This is getting me pumped up. And the biggest news came last week. We re-signed our own. Pete Alonso, household Met, first baseman, slugger, and that contract situation, TD, was very, very annoying. And we're really happy to see it all come to fruition. And now he is signed on a 2-year contract with the player option, and it was a long process, but he's back. And now the Mets are loaded up. We got some Yankees fans in the chat. I know my boy JT's a Yankees fan. Love it. Marlins could never be like the Mets. Nope. Oh, come on, TD.
Aren't they in like the same conference
division.
Or whatever?
Same division, yeah. NL East. We're rivals, TD. The Marlins and the Mets are rivals, so we'll be versing a lot this season. You ready for those games?
Yeah, man. I want to go to one, Richie.
We should. We should go to one. We will go to one. How about that? So, baseball season is officially kicking up, man. And I want you to get really into it.
Richie, I'm going to be a Yankees fan, man.
Oh, don't even do that.
What?
You have no connection to the city of New York. I'm not letting that slide, bro. I ain't letting that one slide. No. You cannot.
New York.
I've just been to New York before. I heard you say something in New Orleans where you're like, man, you can't root for a team that you don't rep your city. You out here rooting for the Boston Celtics, and now you're going to root for the New York Yankees? Come on, man.
Listen, I'm a Celtics fan. I'm a Dolphins fan. You know what, man? I'm probably a Yankees fan, man.
Well, good. We stole your best player. How about that? Thanks for him because we run the city.
Still gonna win. You know what, Richie?
You're taking
hard.
second
I'm going
fiddle
hard for the Yankees.
You're taking second fiddle to the team in New York. By the way, Mets meet up, Richie. I'm actually nothing's in the works officially, but I did talk to my boy Wardy NYM of doing a meetup through him, and I'm gonna help him plan it since I've done a lot of events. And obviously, Wardy is the face of Mets. You know what's cool? Fun fact about Wardy? He was at the Mets event, the Fan Fest, and he asked the Mets head coach, they're called the manager in baseball, by the way, the manager, a question. And then the manager went up to Wardy afterwards like, hey, you're Wardy.
Really?
The Mets coach recognized Wardy. How cool is that?
That's dope.
That's like if you ask McDaniel a question and all of a sudden he's like, hey, you're TD Finstock. You know what I mean? Would that be a crazy experience?
And now he'd probably be like, hey, you're TD Finstock. Put him up.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out to my guy Wardy. He's absolutely on top of the world. We're going to have him. He was a guest on Wake Up and Ball, actually. So when baseball season officially starts getting ramped up, we'll definitely get Wardy back on the channel. So that's really all the baseball talk. Nothing really started yet. All the players just reported. So it's a good time. And the funny thing is, one of the number one Mets YouTubers put on Twitter when the Super Bowl was done, it's baseball season, let's go. And then a big football YouTuber quote tweeted it. He's like, what do you mean, bro? It's NFL draft season.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was funny.
Richie, I have to come up with an official baseball team, though, man. I want to come up with one that I actually love.
Miami. It's easy. Miami Marlins. Why would you not pick Miami?
I know. You know what, Richie?
Pick the underdog, the city, the local team.
I'm going to sign a presidential order right now for the team I'm going to pick. That I'm going to
maybe the Rays. You're in Tampa area.
No, I already know. I know what team I'm going to root for the rest of my life. Nope. It's the only game I've been to. It's the only stadium I've been in to watch a baseball game. And I've done it. I did it like 3 times. I've been to 3 of their games. I'm gonna be a Texas Rangers fan.
Okay.
Remember, I lived in Dallas for 11 years. That's out of nowhere. But you know what? I enjoyed the game when I watched them. You know,
Texas Rangers, they're good.
Yeah, in hockey, I used to watch the Stars down there. But yeah,
you're all over the place. You got Dallas, you got Boston, you got Miami, bro. What kind of fan are you?
You know what? Texas Rangers, Boston Celtics, Miami Dolphins. My lineup looking pretty diverse, baby.
You're wild. You are wild. Well, there you go. TD Rangers talk coming soon. All right, coming soon.
Ooh, let me put that down. Let me mark that down.
Oh, my goodness. Well, in other news, we have basketball is here. All right, the All-Star break is right around the corner, TD. And we have a lot of fun things coming up in this All-Star break, right? We have the All-Star teams all ready to go, all right? You know who is in the starting lineup.
I don't understand this. You're going to have to fill me in. There's 3 teams.
Yeah, they're doing some type of weird tournament this year, to be honest. I don't even understand it either.
So it's more than one game?
It's one game. But they're doing quarters. I don't even know. They try to be creative every year. Just do East versus West. Call it a. I don't understand what they're doing. But these are the teams. I mean, Jalen Brunson first pick. You know what I mean? Come on, talk to me nice. But yeah, that's the NBA All-Star. Do you find the All-Star break entertaining, TD? Any year? Do you actually watch any of the dunk contest, 3-point contest, All-Star game throughout your life.
Can we start being honest about the NBA?
NBA's back, by the way. And we're going to talk about why.
I don't know. I feel like they've been declining.
I agree, but I think something happened that made them back.
Yeah, well, let's talk about those things then. But yeah,
all right, boom.
They need to
talk about it.
Yeah,
let's talk about it. They're back.
His bum was bumming.
No, he's back, man. And first of all, the best player on the Lakers last night was not Luka. I don't know if you watched the game last night. Did you?
I saw bits of it. It was LeBron.
I mean, man, I'm just telling you right now. I was watching that game last night, and I'm like, how is LeBron James doing this at that age?
I've been watching him lately. He's definitely balling out right now.
And it's just maddening. The fact that, the last time we said this was Tom Brady from the perspective of the age. Like, we're like, how is Brady 42 and still this good? LeBron's doing stuff, and Tom Brady wasn't doing anything athletically at that age. It was all his mind and his just wisdom and his being just elite. LeBron's doing stuff where I'm just like, oh my God, man. Just never retire. Go till you're 50, please. But Luka Doncic getting traded to the Lakers, we never really had an opportunity to talk about it because Wake Up and Ball was, on a hiatus when we were traveling. Everybody in the chat, let us know your thoughts of this trade. Luka made his Laker debut, 14 points, a little inefficient, getting a little back into swing of things. You talk about the NBA, I'm telling you, TD, this trade alone, I think, didn't save the NBA, but it boosted a lot of eyes, more interest into this league, because this is what makes basketball very unique, is blockbuster trades like this. Stars going everywhere. And this is an unprecedented trade. Well, I don't think we've ever seen a trade of this magnitude in NBA history. Somebody that was 25 years old, the face of an organization, going to the NBA Finals, right? A global superstar getting traded in the middle of the season out of nowhere when there was no reports about it. Wild stuff. Luka Doncic is now the new face of the Lakers for the foreseeable future, man.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more trades like this, though, Richie. With the new CBA, that deal that they signed years back, the Mavs didn't want to pay that $80 million. I think it was like $80-something million that they would have had to pay next year.
By the way, Anthony Davis already injured.
Which is crazy, right? But Luka was coming off of an injury, so but yeah, this is a good trade. I like it. What I loved about the game, even last night, his assists. His ability to drive, be patient with the ball, and make assists. Him and LeBron playing off of each other. It can only get better from here. It wasn't even a great performance, but for Luka, that is. But it was still effective. Plus 15 on the plus minus was pretty dope. That means the guys around him are showing up. And he'll find that. The one thing you don't worry about with Luka is that 3-ball. 1 of 7, that's just opening jitters. All right. Next thing you know, you'll see, 5 for 7. So yeah, Luka with LA, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the playoffs with this. I gotta see how this works in the playoffs.
This is just so wild, and it's a good trade because it's not like the Lakers fleeced anybody, in my opinion, just because they gave up Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
Anthony Davis is a very good player, but the trade that they did, they made a second trade. TD, I don't know if you saw this. They traded for the big man in Charlotte, and then it fell through after he failed the physical, which is big. The second trade they made for a center who's a young uprising guy who was going to fill in for Anthony Davis down low in a way, it fell through because he failed the physical. And that's bad for the Lakers because they need a big man, and now they don't have it. And now there's a lot of sketchy stuff going on with that trade. But I think this is exactly what the NBA needed with the whole narrative that the NBA is failing and everything. I think they needed some type of change and something to bring eyes back to the league. And last night, the whole world was watching the game last night on ESPN. All basketball fans really were very interested in seeing Luka's debut, and LeBron stole the show, though. LeBron's like, yeah, Luka, we're here, but watch. Look who I am. Just doing one-legged fadeaways, dunking on people, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Lakers contend this year with Luka.
Well, yeah, that's why I like this time of year. I really get excited about NBA come March and April, right after March Madness. That way, and we're coming fresh off of football. I've had a lot of my attention on that. I really haven't been into the NBA as much, but it's time to rock and roll. But you already know what time it is. They could do all they could do, but Boston's still over there on the other side. So
no one cares about that.
hey,
So
the Knicks, have they caught up yet?
no.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
right there. We're getting healthy right now, baby. We have a few injuries. OG's coming back. Mitchell Robinson's going to make a season debut after the All-Star break. We're going to be good. We're going to be good to go. We're going to be good to go. This is the best Knicks team of my lifetime. So I think the NBA is in good hands, in my opinion. All-Star break is up next over the weekend, and we'll see how it all unfolds. Not really a lot of excitement coming out of the All-Star break this year. We got Jalen Brunson in a three-point contest. As a Knicks fan, I'm cool. But the All-Star game is a little weird. But let's get into some NFL talk, TD.
Let's do it.
Deebo Samuel wants out. Deebo. Everybody in the chat, let us know, where do you think Deebo Samuel is going to end up? We've seen this before. He requests a trade. He goes into the meetings and it's like, I want out of here. Deebo Samuel, where is he going to end up in 2025?
Great question, Richie. Honestly, I have no clue. When you think about it, it's like a team that has money and aren't contenders right now will go out for Deebo. And you can't sleep on teams like the New England Patriots. We're not going to forget, how much money they have and the offseason moves they're looking to make. But Deebo, I don't know. I mean, it's just the price tag, and on top of the price tag, it's just a matter of his style of play. There's only a handful of teams in the league that want to absorb that style of play. But I will say this, you never know. He could actually end up in Miami.
Miami's big fish hunting this offseason?
Yeah, they will be, because the GM is on a hot seat. He has to. He's been given a mandate to at least win a playoff game, because if he doesn't, he's gone. And those can be fun GMs, and they can also be scary GMs, because they will leverage your entire future blown away for one season. But that season, at least you have a real good shot at being competitive in the league. So I can see Deebo coming to Miami and being that final piece for the Dolphins on those jet sweeps, on running the football, the screens, letting Tyreek and Waddle go deep, and you can still run the screen game. That would be a whole nother element for the team. So I can see us trying.
New England? Cody says, nah, Deebo is for sure a Patriot, going to get some crazy money.
Yeah, that's my point. I think the Patriots are going to be big on that opportunity, because I think the Patriots are going to go after two big fish from a weaponry standpoint. I think they're going to get like a T. Higgins and a Deebo. They're not just going to get one guy. I think they're going to go get a combination. They're going to get two nice weapons on the outside. And Deebo, he adds so much to the game, not just on the outside, but on the inside as well. So I like the Patriots as the favorite. Another team to look out for, the Chargers, because of Deebo's running ability. Harbaugh wants to make the run game even more versatile than it already is, pound and ground, plus a guy who can catch the football. So, look out for the Chargers. That's a possible spot for him as well.
Well, as you all know, this show is being powered by BetUS Sportsbook. And BetUS actually has the odds for Deebo Samuel's next destination. If you want to check out BetUS, use the code YouTube150 when signing up for BetUS Sportsbook to get a 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two, up to $2,000. We have the Washington Commanders as the favorite, TD, to land Deebo Samuel. Chargers,
Chargers, number two.
You're right there. Panthers, which is interesting. Bryce Young finishing off the season on a high note. The Denver Broncos plus 600 and the Patriots at plus 700. So it seems like these are the guys. If there was a team that's going to be very aggressive this offseason, I could see being the Washington Commanders after their type of season. But yeah, guys, if you want to go check it out and make your bets of where Deebo Samuel is going to end up, definitely go check it out, folks. Definitely go check it out.
We're the worst odds in Miami.
What's up?
We got the worst odds in Miami.
Yeah, bro. Plus 7,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no one going to Miami. Don't go Miami. Dose be gaming in the chat. What's good, Dose? Dose, come on the show right now. We got to get you on here right now. Text me, Dion. I'll send you the link, man. We got to talk about these Lions, bro, because they're about man, I don't know what to tell you about the Lions, but poor Lions.
The Dolphins going after Mekhi Becton.
Play tackle or what?
Left guard, and we can move him to tackle. Guard. We can move him to tackle for the future. Yeah, we go kick him in at guard.
Yeah, good luck paying him. You're gonna pay him, and he's gonna go back to his injury ways.
Stop hating, Richie.
What makes you say that?
Stop hating.
That's what you want. Is that what you're telling me? That you want to happen?
Yeah.
Mekhi Becton, man, congratulations to him. And I'm just so sick of Jets fans just like hating on this guy. Just like
y'all bad with it. I don't get it. Y'all are bad.
Yeah, it rubs me the wrong way, man. It really does. Like, I mean, like I had Jets fans mad at me for interviewing Mekhi Becton and being nice to the guy. What do you want me to do? I mean, come on, bro. Relax. I mean, you want me to look like come on. Jets fans are just I'm not all of them, but some Jets fans I'm seeing are just way too caught up in their emotions about this guy, Mekhi Becton. They're like, because everyone's saying Mekhi Becton is one of the best feel-good stories, which it is. Oh, well, how does it feel good, bro? What did he do? Stop eating McDonald's? I mean, come on, dude. The guy figured himself out. He got in shape and went to a good team, and now he's thriving. I don't know.
The Jets should have tried to make guard.
I just don't connect with that energy.
The Jets should have tried to make guard. That's coaching.
Yeah, I mean, and this is another thing that Jets fans hold on to with Becton. Becton tweeted multiple times when he's on the Jets, I am a left tackle. Like, he was very adamant. Like, I'm a left tackle, and that's all I am. So Jets fans hold him to that. And then when he goes to Philly, they're like, we're kicking you in right guard. And, I mean, he doesn't really have a say. He's a free agent. But when he was the first-round pick with the Jets, he had a little bit of an ego saying, I'm a left tackle. You're not even putting me at right tackle. So that's why Jets fans kind of are upset with him. It's like, you don't want to move anywhere on the Jets, but when you go to the Eagles, you kick inside.
He's going to say that because the pay. And then when things weren't going well, he had to shut his mouth and kick in the guard. But he would have did it if the Jets would have made him do it.
I know. And then he said, he's like, I was never asked to play guard with the Jets.
Yeah.
That's another thing he said. So, interesting things. I think that, Mekhi Becton's going to be very interesting free agent signing. And Bryce Huff, I'm curious if he's going to be able to bounce back next year. And when I talked to Mekhi Becton, you're recording it, TD. It was very interesting to hear what his thoughts were of the difference between the culture of the Jets and the Eagles. And he said that the biggest difference is self-belief, confidence. The Eagles know what they're going to do, and they go and do it. They know what they need to do. They have belief. Every time they go on the field, they know they're going to win. The Jets lack that. And watching the Jets game last year, that was so obvious. Yeah, nobody on that team believed that we can do anything. So that's the difference between the Jets and the Eagles from Mekhi's perspective.
Yeah, that's tough to see that he can, basically name a difference. The Jets are just in shambles, man. And it's a lot we need to talk about with that too, Richie, because
we don't have any topic planned about the Jets today.
Well, that's bad on you. Because there's some major new. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you
come on. You think I don't plan this? The title of the show is this. TD, come on, wake up and ball.
So I'm confused about what happened, Richie. I'm confused about what happened. I thought when they asked Aaron Rodgers, he said, "Oh well, the Jets, we'll figure it out when we figure it out." Like, hey, they're gonna, see. But you mean to tell me at that time when you're saying that you already knew they already told you they're moving on?
I think that was last week when he said that. And then he went to fly out to the Jets afterwards. The Jets flew him into the facility to have this meeting with him. And the Jets told him they're moving on. That's where it was. I think Aaron wanted to be a Jet. That's what it seems like.
He wanted to keep playing on his day off, Richie.
And then the Jets tried to be professional with it, and they're like, "Hey, Aaron, come, and we're gonna tell you." And we told him straight up, "We're moving on."
First of all, you fired him on his day off. Second off, you had to fly me in and tell me that.
I mean, I think they tried to do it as professional as they could.
Man, that ain't professional. Making me go in to tell me I'm no longer allowed in. So you can tell me that over the phone.
Nah, man, that's professional. They
That
did it a
ain't
professional way.
Richie. What is professional about making me waste my gas money to go into the office for you to tell me I ain't and calling me in too? It ain't like I'm showing up for work and then all of a sudden, hey, we need to talk to you. We letting you go. Hey, come on in. Like, man, flew them out and all. Man, that's crazy. That's nasty work.
Relax. The reality is the situation with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, we're going to look back at it as a failure. And I think a lot of it has to do with the injury. I think after that Achilles, it was just hard to come back from there. We're living in the shadow of that injury this past season. And obviously coaching was an issue. Blah, blah, blah. We can keep bringing up what went wrong with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers all we want. Mm-hmm. The reality is it's over. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets is done. And Aaron Glenn is putting his stamp on this team, and he wants to rip the Band-Aid off. And I was open to both scenarios. Whenever we talked about it, I didn't say we need Aaron or otherwise we're screwed or vice versa. I was very open to both sides. And I can see why the Jets are going this direction.
Why?
Because how expensive it would have been to have Aaron Rodgers as a bridge quarterback. It would have been a lot of money sacrificing not just this season, TD, but for the 2026-2027 seasons. And they want to wipe the slate clean, rip the Band-Aid off, and Aaron Glenn wants to put his fingerprints on this roster. This move to bring Aaron Rodgers in was not Aaron Glenn's decision, was not Darren Muji's decision. That was the previous regime bringing Aaron Rodgers in, restructuring that contract and all that. That was not theirs. So they want to bring in their quarterback. Who that will be, we have no idea. We'll find that out in the next few months here. But they feel like they want to start clean. And I know there's a lot of Jets fans upset about this because now it feels like we're punting on another season. There's going to be some issues within the internally of this Jets team. Maybe there's some players upset because now they feel like I'm in my prime of my career. Now I'm tanking all over again. So it's going to get messy with this Jets team before it gets pretty eventually. So what's your thoughts of this decision by Aaron Glenn and the Jets?
I understand why they did it, but I don't like it. Let me ask you a question, Richie. Who's going to be a worse cap hit next year? Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers? The answer is Patrick Mahomes, so I can save you the time, okay? Can you put those stats back up?
Stats?
Yeah, that you just had up. Guess whose stats look just like that? I mean, almost identical, Richie, which is crazy. That's the crazy part. Patrick Mahomes, that is his stat line last year. It's just Aaron Rodgers got 2 more touchdowns than him.
Yeah, but what's the ceiling with Aaron Rodgers next year? Potential making the playoffs?
No, see, that's what's in y'all mind. You had bad coaching. You don't know what the ceiling is. The Jets could have did something special. Here's what's crazy. You gave up on this project after 2 years when 1 year wasn't even relevant because of the injury. So technically you gave up on this after 1 year.
And this is a new regime, though. You know what I mean?
I get it.
It's not like the people that brought him in gave up. The Jets fired the people that brought him in. So it's a new, fresh mindset with this perspective.
That's Woody's fault, though.
Yeah.
Because Woody should have made – if it was me, Woody should have said, hey, I'm bringing you in the coach. I want you to rebuild this thing from scratch, but I want you to have 1 year with this current situation.
Look at it from this perspective, though. Aaron Glenn signed a 5-year contract, right? Mm-hmm. Don't you feel like if he went with the risk, playing devil's advocate here, went with the idea of we're going to keep Rodgers and then we're going to tear it down in 2026, that's taking a year off that 5-year plan to build his team. Instead of starting from scratch now. This year is going to be that retooling, rebuilding, recalibration type of season, and then the cap is going to be wide open for next season. Whereas if they kept Rodgers, it would have been a year delayed of Aaron Glenn trying to build his roster the way he wants to. This gives him a lot of flexibility for the future.
It does, but the thing that I think all y'all are underestimating is what he might have been able to do with this group. You might have had special. You might have had AFC Championship. You might have had something.
That right there, I want to stop you because I don't want to fall into that trap again. You might see something special.
You
You
think
might
it's a
go to the
trap?
AFC Championship game. You might. I fell into the trap 2 straight years with this guy. And I'm sorry, TD. I mentally am prepared for a season like where the Jets are about to do. Because I think that this Jets team needs this season. With not a good quarterback, with not a good roster, with all these things. Instead of being sold false hope. I think that I have been being sold false hope about this team with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, and I just am ready for a season of
After 1 year, you've been sold false hope.
2 years.
He got hurt. You can't even count that.
But I know, but it's still, I'm just sick of the ifs, the what ifs. They got to build this team, and I know it's a tough pill to swallow for us Jets fans. It really, really is. But I don't want to go into next year with like the hopes of ending the playoff drought with losing in the wild card round, and then we're back to square one all over again. Right? Like, I get it. If they kept Rodgers, I would have been supporting it. I would have been excited about a bridge year, all these things. But the fact that he's ripping this Band-Aid off, it tells me Aaron Glenn's not messing around. And he wants to build a culture where there's nobody above me as a player. And we know Aaron Rodgers, feels like he was above everybody else. And Aaron Glenn made it very known when he first came here with the press conferences. It's not about Aaron Rodgers. It's about the New York Jets. And I'm expecting some players on this team to be released and traded that nobody's expecting to. I think this is the first of many big moves on this roster.
What you going back, Richie? What's the plan, man?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the first thing is Tyrod Taylor's under contract, right? I think that's the first thing. We're seeing some people bring up Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins would be
this is my point. You gonna go from Aaron Rodgers to Kirk Cousins?
From a financial standpoint, it would free up. It's more financially responsible to do that. This is a financial. Yeah, you know this, TD. If the Falcons buy out Kirk Cousins, we can bring in Kirk Cousins on a $1 million deal, just like the Steelers did with Russell Wilson. So financially, it would make sense. I'm not saying I'm pounding the table for Kirk, but that's an option. Justin Fields is an option. Sam Darnold, of course. Maybe there's veteran quarterbacks that are available via the trade market. And then, of course, the draft. You know who I saw slide to the Jets at number 7 in a mock draft, TD, once?
Who? Stop it. Stop. Just stop the cap. I'm not going to entertain you with
what?
This. If you say Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward, then cut the stream off.
I saw Shedeur Sanders. I was on NFL Network, bro. I saw number 7, Shedeur Sanders to the Jets. I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. And I also been hearing some rumblings that the Jets could be trading up for a quarterback.
Well, y'all about to trade some players then.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is our chance.
Wilson might be on the move.
Nah, bro, we're extending Garrett. But do you think the Jets should trade up for a quarterback? Like one of those two guys, Cam Ward, if he starts sliding, if Sanders starts sliding, do you think they should trade up?
First of all, Cam Ward ain't sliding. You can get that out your head now.
What if we trade up to the first pick?
You think Tennessee going to give you the first pick when they need a quarterback?
I heard some rumblings that they're open for business. I don't know.
No, they not. You ain't heard that, Richie. Stop that mess. Stop that mess. You stop, okay? Listen, Shedeur might be in play if you trade up, but you gotta figure out the Browns. And
they're going Abdul Carter, man. They got to replace Myles Garrett.
And they're not gonna. They got to go ahead and get their quarterback for the future. They got to get their quarterback for the future. Yeah, but he's hurt again. That's the end of that project. So they're gonna let him. He gonna get paid for a whole year on that roster. I ain't gonna lie. Deshaun Watson, out of all of this crap, this man is the biggest winner. This man got a fully guaranteed contract and probably on a 5-year deal. Probably won't play more than 20 games, Richie.
I know.
$250 million for 20 games.
It's a wild situation. It is. But I think that if you look at this draft, man, what if Sanders starts slipping? What if the Giants are like, yeah, what if Sanders is on the board at number 7?
Richie, it's just not going to happen. There's too many teams ahead of you that need a quarterback. Like, get it out your head, man. You know what?
Trade up. What if he's?
You know what might happen? Aaron Rodgers might go to the Browns.
Ugh. No, Aaron Rodgers, I can see him go to Vegas. I can see him go to Pittsburgh.
I'm just saying, if you go to the Browns, maybe they're gonna wait Deshaun Watson out one more year, and then some of these guys will fall down the draft board because they might be getting a weapon. They might be getting like Travis Hunter or something.
Well, I don't know about that. Listen, it's going to be very interesting. I think Jackson Dart is going to be an intriguing prospect to watch at the quarterback position. And I don't know. This whole Aaron Rodgers situation is very intriguing to me. And Aaron Glenn and Darren Mucci are making their stamp on this roster. And I feel like it's going to get very ugly here in Jets land before it gets pretty. And I'm just mentally preparing for it, TD. I really, really am. Where do you think the Jets should go at quarterback, knowing that Rodgers is gone?
Y'all in a tough situation, Richie. But yeah, I like that Kirk Cousins buyout situation for you guys.
They better draft a quarterback, though, if they do that. That's all.
I agree. I do agree. But the problem is y'all are
only way
7.
You can sell me on Kirk Cousins.
Who are y'all going to draft, though? And also, man, what's up with the young guy that's been sitting and hurt?
Jordan Travis, yeah. I mean, he had a setback. You can't really rely on someone that had a setback. And the way I look at it is you draft the quarterback, and then you have the rookie and Jordan Travis compete for quarterback number 2. And you have that.
Who's going to be available? Who after Cam and Shedeur?
Jackson Dart.
You like Jackson Dart?
I do, yeah. I don't know at number 7 if I like that.
Well, I like Jackson Dart too. Let me get that straight. But that's my problem at 7.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see the process. I mean, I've seen some people mock him in a late first round, so maybe the Jets can trade back up into the first round, to get him. That's an option. Just like the Ravens did to trade up to get Lamar at the back end of the first round that year.
Yeah.
If he's sliding and the Jets love Jackson Dart, you draft someone at 7 and then you trade back into the first round to get Dart. That's an option. And there's other quarterbacks out there besides these guys, right? There's a lot of quarterbacks that's going to be intriguing, man. You got Quinn Ewers, Jalen Milroe, no thank you, Kyle McCord. Not a lot of course, the quarterback class that the Jets are in when they're in desperate need for a quarterback yet again stinks.
My son keeps bothering me about Milroe.
Yeah, he looked kind of trash, man.
No, my son seems to believe, man, he's going to be the next Jalen Hurts, but better.
We'll tell him at the Senior Bowl he didn't do anything good.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to Jalen Milroe. I can see him having a Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to go second round. He needs to be in a good team, though. He needs to have an Eagles
great
type
structure
roster
around him. Yeah, I agree.
He cannot throw the ball well in the intermediate. That's what I learned from Jalen Milroe. He can throw the ball pretty down the field. He cannot really throw the ball well in the middle, on the outside of the numbers, even short throw accuracy. But it can improve. You never know. I mean, there's guys like Will Howard, like Cody says in the chat as well. I don't know. It's going to be an intriguing situation. Maybe the Jets punt on this year's draft class in total, and then they go into the 2026 draft with getting their quarterback. I mean, that class next year is loaded with QBs, so you never know.
Isn't who's coming out next year?
Arch Manning.
Yeah, they keep talking about it. Have you seen Arch play?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't. He's going to start, but my only thing about Arch Manning that I'm just going to put a little pause on, it's not guaranteed he's going to come out. You know what that means if he comes out of the draft, goes into the draft next year? That he had one season starting in college. That's pretty. I know his last name's Manning, but he's going to be a junior. Don't you feel like if you're Arch, you want to get 2 seasons of starting caliber football underneath your belt to go right into the league?
Not if
he balls out.
Not if my family done already showed me how this thing works. And
well, he's got to ball out for sure, which we're expecting him to do it. I mean, in limited play, he had 9 touchdowns, 2 picks, just under 1,000 passing yards, with a 68% completion percentage. So if he goes out there and balls, yeah, he's probably going to declare. But I don't know. Drew Aller was a guy that a lot of people expected to come into this draft class out of Penn State, but he decided to stay in school, and he's going to be in next year's draft class. So that was another guy that hurt. A lot of people wanted the Jets to get Drew Aller, and then he decided to stay in school for an extra year.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm a little jealous. I want Cam Ward so bad. I'm telling you, he's the future, Richie.
He's a Titan, man. Unless the Jets trade up. Ooh, Cam Ward go with Jet.
The Jets, I mean, the Titans wouldn't dare blow this. You don't think they would ever make a move like, even if somebody offered.
I heard
them a crazy
somebody
haul.
say that they're evaluating Will Levis, and they're thinking about trading back and building around Will Levis.
Whoever you heard say that, you better stop. Tell them.
What do you mean? Will Levis went into Miami and beat y'all, man. That was sick. You saw him.
Was that Will Levis?
Yeah, that was Will Levis.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. Listen, Richie, you can't pass up on Cam Ward if you're the Tennessee Titans, and they're going to be good right away. He's going to get it done. This kid is special, and I think he's going to be the next Mahomes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Mahomes?
I really do. Yep.
What makes you think that?
I think he's going to be the next
Mahomes, though? Come on, man. That's a...
I mean, he ain't got nothing. Mahomes ain't got nothing he ain't got in his tool belt.
Give me a break.
He don't. Mahomes don't have nothing that Cam Ward doesn't have in his tool belt.
So do you think he's like the best prospect coming out since... I don't know, man. Do you think Cam Ward is ready to go as a rookie, or do you think he needs some time?
No, right away. Right away, Richie. You can plug him anywhere in this league. Right away. This kid is going to be it, Richie.
You really think so?
Yeah, I know so. It's like he thinks the way he thinks the game, and it's too seamless and easy for him. He understands it, and he plays. I mean, just lights out. I'm telling you, you just build a solid team. It ain't even got to be the best. A solid team around him, he gonna make it do what it do.
Could he have a Jada Daniels, CJ Stroud type of rookie season?
Depending on where he goes. So if that's Tennessee, man, let me say this. I'm worried about the Tennessee Titans. I feel like they're about to enter into a Chicago Bears era where they just keep on messing quarterbacks up. But we all know it's because of the coaching in front office. I think that's what Tennessee's about to enter into. Like, why did they fire Vrabel?
I don't know.
Things start going downhill. The O-line start getting banged up.
Because Vrabel's not a good coach. How about that's why?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's going to stink on New England.
He's a good coach, and you literally looked at the current circumstance and thought, hey, fire the coach. He's not doing well. You didn't have a good team. You had a bad O-line. He had just moved on from a quarterback and got a rookie that's not it. So that's why I feel like Tennessee is about to enter into that Bears stage or whatever. But we got a special guest. We got a special guest, Richie.
Yeah, maybe he can enlighten us on his thoughts of
Cameron Ward.
Because, if there was one guy within the Roundtable Sports Network I trust more with NFL draft analysis, man, there's one guy. There's one guy.
I don't know.
Man, you weren't at the Senior Bowl. You should have seen him, man. He was sitting there watching film of undrafted free agent prospects.
He said his team was winning the Super Bowl. I don't know if I trust nothing he said anymore.
He was saying the same thing about you, man. You said the same thing about the Dolphins.
We had injuries.
And the Lions didn't?
No.
Lions had 3 times as much injuries. Welcome in Dose of Dion. Dose of Dion.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, bro, we can hear you.
Okay. Look, first off, TD.
Welcome to Wake Up and Ball, bro.
I appreciate you having me, man. Look, first off, just to address TD real quick, he also picked the Vikings. Don't let the
Stop it. Where the receipts? Where the receipts? I don't remember that.
All right, TD. That's how we're gonna do. That's all right. That's all right, man. Hey, thanks for having me, man. The discussion was good.
Well, we appreciate you always tuning in, chiming in the chat. We were talking about some NFL draft, man. Do you think Cam Ward's a lock to go number 1?
I don't think so. So it interesting. See,
He
and
coming
that's
in right off the bat.
I know, yeah. See, and that's where TD, like when you were saying that, I was like, this is interesting because I need to watch more for sure. But we did our quarterback thing on Draftaholic. Shout out to the roundtable. And for me, the one guy I wasn't sure on was Cam Ward. I was like, I don't know that this is I don't like any of the quarterbacks, just to be straight. Like, I don't think it's a good quarterback group. But like, if you're talking about like 1 versus 2, I could easily say Shedeur is the number 1 quarterback because I feel more comfortable where that floor is with Shedeur. And I think if you're the Jets, if I was going to trade up for a quarterback, I'd trade up for Shedeur Sanders. It has to connect with Aaron Glenn, but that's what I would do personally. So I don't know where the Titans are at with it, but I'll tell you what, the Titans didn't go with Cam Ward. It would make sense to me.
You know what? I do like that take, and let me qualify what Dion just said real quick by saying this, because I think the reason you feel that way, Dion, is because you know what Shedeur's floor is because you saw him without the O-line. You saw him running for his life and still making plays, still, not complaining about it, getting up next play, working through it, I would say, and you knew that was the floor. When things weren't great around him, that was the floor. And it still was solid enough, right? But Cam Ward, he was back there chilling. So it's like almost incomplete. Like, how do you really assess this guy? A lot of times he's just so comfortable. Miami's O-line was phenomenal. Cam Ward back there making tea. Hold on, I'm going to throw it to you. And so I get that. It makes it really incomplete. It does for me too. I just like his game. But when he's not allowed to chill 90% of the time, how will he hold up in the entirety of a game and how he play and how he navigates when things get rough? You don't have a large enough sample size studying that because he was chilling in Miami. I mean, that O-line really took care of him and he made a lot of plays. So I get where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, and I mean, just for me personally, like I don't think he checks like the critical factors in terms of talent, like some of these other top quarterback that we've seen recently. Like I don't think he's there with it. So I think with that in mind, I don't think Shedeur has that either, but to your point, like I feel more comfortable that he's going to connect some of the boxes that I at least need to be adequate at the NFL. It's like this guy can make it. Cam Ward, I think, has the potential to just this could flame out. Like I could really see that. I could see that potential. That's where I'm at with the TD. I get what you're saying though. He's got the goofiest clips ever. My guy has plays of him standing there not moving at all for 8 seconds. It's the weirdest thing ever.
So you said the Jets should trade up potentially for Sanders. I mean, Dion, you're obviously, if you guys don't know who Dosa Dion is, Detroit Lions creator, host of the NFC North Roundtable. Our Detroit Lions rep does a great job covering the Detroit Lions and the NFL draft. I see you grinding on the draft content. I see you.
Yeah.
See you. Keep that going, brother. From a Jets perspective, what was your thoughts of Aaron Glenn putting the hammer down, moving on from Aaron Rodgers? Do you think that was the right decision by Aaron Glenn?
Man, TD, I mean, Richie, I tuned in as soon as I saw you were live for that, man. I was like, this makes sense. This makes sense for Aaron Glenn that he would do this, that he's not playing around with this goofiness. I actually like TD's perspective. I think it was a good perspective because most people are going to kind of, I think, come with this from the same approach. And I think that he makes sense, especially we're talking Kirk Cousins versus Rodgers, that kind of thing. I just get back to like, okay, we're building this in Aaron Glenn's vision, like how this thing's going to look. Man, you watch Aaron Rodgers, the offense, this is his offense. This is his offense, man. This isn't like, it doesn't feel anything bit like, oh, this is an offense that he's picking up and he's evolving with. Like, no, this is his offense, man. As long as he's going to be here, there's no, like, I feel like development taking place. It's what his team is going to look like. So I think with Glenn, the way you put it, Richie, ripping the Band-Aid off I think it was good for him. It was a good step because, again, I think next year they're going to struggle, but they're going to try to be competitive in every game. They're going to battle like crazy, and I just don't trust Rodgers in that spot when things are going to be ugly, that he's going to be the guy that you're going to lean on and be like, hey, get us out of this mess. I wouldn't trust him in that spot.
Well, I think that, some Jets fans are very upset about this, Troy, because they feel like we're going into another losing season. And I remind them, and I kind of scare Jets fans when I say this. How many wins did the Lions win how many games did the Lions win in their first year with Dan Campbell?
Yeah, man, we won 3.
And then you were 1-6 in your first 7 games in the second season. And then you went on a winning streak to finish off 9-8. And then your third season was when everything clicked. Now, I'm not planting the seed that the Jets is going to have the same exact scenario with the Lions. I think the Jets' talent now is better than the Lions did when they first got Dan Campbell. But what do you think Jets, and obviously we don't even know who the quarterback is. We don't know what the roster is going to look like. But what should Jets fans' expectations be for Aaron Glenn in year number 1?
Yeah, I don't think it'll look great, to be honest with you. Like in terms of win, to be honest. I know TD was like, I don't
Sell
think
me
it's
some
gonna
false
be a lot
hope,
of
man.
wins. Yeah, I mean, look, man,
Two
that's okay. And I think you're coming in with look. I'll be honest. When we first got Dan, I didn't come in with that perspective. I was like, no, we got to be like a playoff team. Like I always believed that. Like, oh, this is a playoff team, and then we're not, and it's like hard to kind of embrace that. The next season, I was fired. I was super upset when we were 1-6, but they ended up sticking with him. I'm glad they did because there was times that I didn't want to stick with him because he was just that disappointed. It's hard as a fan to go through that process because you have to trust things that you don't know. We don't know Aaron Glenn personally. We don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. We're just buying into something to buy into something. We're hoping that this guy is the right guy. But I think that what we've seen from Aaron Glenn, there's reasons to believe in that in the past. So, yeah, I think they'll lose a lot of games this first year because they're restarting. They're trying something new. But I think the defense is going to be better immediately. And I think that, to your point, there's a real chance that as you get towards the end of the season, maybe you beat a couple teams that you weren't supposed to, or you're competitive with a really good football team that was on your schedule, and you're like, man, that was an impressive game. I think that's what's on the table for Aaron Glenn year 1.
Well, listen, I don't want to talk about no Aaron Glenn and no Jets. Richie need to stop. Listen, I got a question for you, Dion,
What do
because
you
you
mean,
said
man? He knows Aaron Glenn well. It's good questions.
Well, I'm about to piggyback off of that question and go with the Lions real quick here. You said that it really hurt when y'all were 1-6, but at least you have practice. Being 1-6. I mean 1-16 or whatever. Y'all were 1-16, right?
No, we were 0-16. That's
okay. I just had to remember. So 0-16.
practice.
So y'all had practice.
That's
you went
crazy.
through it. So you know what to expect because that's about what y'all about to do now. Y'all done lost both coordinators, and Jared Goff is washed.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Hey, but what do you think about the future of the Lions though, losing both of those guys?
Is that what the conversation was when I jumped in? That was like when Richie was concerned. Richie was speaking concerned about the Lions. I
was messing with you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I think the Super Bowl winner should give you some reason to be optimism if you're a Lions fan. Nick Sirianni lost both of his coordinators.
yeah.
And now look at him. He's Super Bowl champion. So he's got to make the right hires.
Look, man, I think that the offense, if I was betting, the offense is going to take a little bit of a step back. We're not going to be the best offensive football next year. I think that's fair. That's okay, though. TD. That's okay because, you know what I mean? Like, defensively, we're still very good last year. And I think next season, there's a couple little areas we got to fix. But roster-wise, we're in a really good spot. We have a lot of the same players. The core pieces are already locked in. And then, Dan Campbell's been doing this since year 1. People forget Dan Campbell was calling plays year 1. He fired the offensive coordinator. Well, fired the offensive coordinator. He stuck around and stopped calling plays. He started calling plays. Like I don't think Dan Campbell gets the same, and understandably so. He's not looked at as the McVays or the Reed because he's not the play caller, but he's done it before. The offense got better when he did it. So I do trust from what we've seen so far that he has a pretty good pulse on what's going to make the offense work. I think this offseason, while you look at the coaching staff they put together, and it's like, all right, John Moran, who's this guy, that kind of thing. It's not the exciting, flashing name. They all do fit of what Dan wants it to look like. It's not going to change. It's going to be a lot of run, going to be a lot of play action. Everybody that he brought in kind of fits right into that same idea. So I think the big thing, it'll be aggressive. It'll still be creative. It will probably take a little bit of a step back. But, TD, that's not one win. You know what I mean, TD? We won 15 games last season.
So you might the Vikings right there with you, though. They up there. And they might surpass you this year.
They should be concerned. Did you see J.J. McCarthy on the sideline, TD? You looked at him and you're like, ooh, that looks like an NFL quarterback. That's what you thought? When they flashed to him, you're like, that guy might go win the division.
You need to stop. You ain't even see that man throw the football. Hey, he expected to be better than Sam Darnold.
That would be crazy if he's better than Sam because Sam was flawless last year.
Exactly. The Lions in trouble, boy. The Vikings.
Well, he was good until he played us, TD. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, the book's out. This guy can't do nothing. TD, I don't know what it was. I mean, you should have known because it's like we played them, they did nothing, right? And then they go to the playoffs.
Daniel Jones about to get y'all.
All right.
Well, Troy, we appreciate you joining Wake Up and Ball, man. We love to have you as a guest more often than not. If you guys did not know, Dose of Dion is also on our Draftaholic show on Thursdays that goes deep into the NFL draft. It's officially draft season now that the Super Bowl's all wrapped up. So go check out his YouTube channel, Dose of Dion 2.0. We appreciate you joining, brother.
I appreciate you having me, man. Hey, TD, can I ask one last question for TD?
Please,
this
please.
is a real question.
No, we're not getting away with
It's a
Tyreek.
real question. What are y'all doing in the draft? Because I see your post on like X and stuff, and like he doesn't like Tua, and then you talk about the quarterbacks, like, man, this is that guy. Like, what do you think?
TD can't even name 3 prospects in this draft.
That's a lie.
Okay,
Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward,
quiz.
and what's the other quarterback name?
See?
Oh, Travis Hunter. I can name Travis Hunter. How about that, Richie? So stop calling me out, Richie. I just named 3.
Yeah, the top 3 prospects. Congrats.
But no, but here's the problem, Dion. We draft at 13. So it's not like a quarterback we like will be at play, not enough to just blank Tua out the way. You know what I mean?
What do we think? Like, what do you think they're going to outside?
I think they're going edge again.
Okay.
Like McDaniel said this 3 years ago. I'll draft the edge in the first round every year if I can, and that's what he's done. Yeah. That's what we've done for the most part, right? Well, we use first round picks for Chubb, then we get Chop Robinson. That's the identity, and you need edges. You got Jalen Phillips coming off of a season-ending back-to-back 2 years in a row injuries. Chubb coming off of a season-ending. Well, Chubb just never played last year, and they may move on from here. So all you got is Chop and a returning Jalen Phillips, but you don't know what to expect. So I can see him going to edge easily.
Okay,
but I think that how that looks for Miami is moving down, getting out of 13, getting in the early 20s, and getting an additional second-round pick. Okay. That's what I can see happening, getting an edge in the early 20s, and then in the second round, you got 2 second-round picks, and I like Miami to go guard and safety in the second round.
Because
we can't afford Holland. We can't afford Javon Holland.
Yeah, and I see when I saw your video on that on X, I was like, man, the Dolphins really trash. You were like, bro, we basically need everything. You listed everything, TD.
Not everything, but we need a lot.
It was about everything. But you were talking about future too. In fact, you weren't just talking about this year.
Yeah.
But like I was wondering if you were thinking like more like maybe we need a whole change of philosophy. Maybe we should stop saying let's go get edge. Maybe we go heavy on offensive line. We're gonna be a run team.
Yeah, I was about to say you need offensive line, dude.
Like,
but you got to understand the Miami Dolphins makeup right now. Let's talk about the O-line real quick. Right tackle Austin Jackson.
Trash.
He's not great, but he's serviceable. They're not going to move on from that. They paid him, and he's good. He's not terrible. He's solid, right? Solid to the point where you don't say, let me go get at 13 a right tackle. Okay? Austin Jackson's fine. They're good with Austin Jackson.
You name one. Keep going.
Now you look at left tackle. Teron Armstead is highly likely to come back based off of the way he's talking. But he's always hurt. But we also drafted Patrick Paul at left tackle in the second round last year to develop. They're not going to invest heavy after they put a second round pick on the future, and he's not playing well. But they put that on there. Aaron Brewer at center, they're happy with him. They're happy with Brewer. Mm-hmm. The problem
you heard of Aaron Brewer? Dion, ever heard of that guy?
Yeah, you haven't, but he was solid enough for us to feel like we could move on. The problem for Miami are the 2 guard positions. And I feel
get the best guard in the draft.
I think that they're going to go in free agency and get one, but this is the guard position. I'm not going to get a guard at 13.
Why not?
When I can get an edge at 20 and because we got
you in the cold though.
But here's
the problem, right?
No, but here's the problem. We got too many holes, Dion. We can't afford to just have a luxury pick.
This is not luxury. We're just gonna be a run team. That's what I'm thinking. Like the philosophy maybe needs to change.
First of all, that's not gonna happen when you got Tyreek and Waddle and all those guys. They're not gonna want to do that.
Tyreek and Waddle. Let's stop inflating their names like they're special anymore. Okay,
but here's the deal. Here's the deal. Would you rather a great guard at 13 or getting a great guard at 20 something and a safety in the second round with that same pick? You see what I mean? Yeah. Because we're losing Javon Holland. We're not going to be able to afford him. What are we going to do there? So we need, matter of fact, we don't even have a safety to go next to Holland because Poyer was trash. We need too much impactful position starters that I can't see us just guard at 13. I think that would be malpractice. You got to maximize that pick because a guard at 13, I could get just as good as a guard at 22.
But I'm sorry, Richie. I just look at it because I'm thinking like where you guys are at from what you're saying. There's this many holes we have to fill. But with what we have resource-wise, like I was watching your thing, it's like, is that time to maybe say, okay, we got to stop trying to plug holes. We're not, even if we plug these holes, we're not going to get where we want to be. We got to kind of look at this from a whole different perspective.
A build perspective, long term.
Yeah, like this got to look different.
But we can't. Here's why. This is the element.
So Tyreek, let's keep it moving.
But when you're talking about the draft, here's your cheat code for the Miami Dolphins to wipe all of that theory out. Chris Greer's on the hot seat. If we don't do nothing special this year, he's fired. The owner had to come out. I'm going to move forward. This isn't what we expect, but we want to give it another try. He's on the hot seat. He can't afford to make draft picks and say, let's give these guys a few years and develop. This is it. He has to do something special this year. So he's going to go for broke. So get up. So it could be a bad thing for our future, but it could be a good thing for now. General managers in that situation. So remember that. He's on the hot seat. He got to win now. This is not a let's build for the future situation in Miami.
Wow.
Okay. All right, TD. That's a good answer, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Troy, we want to have you more often, brother. We appreciate you, man.
Always. All right, y'all.
Have a good rest of your day, man. Dose of Dion. What a guy.
Yeah, man. That's my guy, man.
Why are you grilling him about his lines?
Because we've been going at it for a while, man. Dion, my guy, though. They're going to be third in the division next year.
Oh, boy. Well, folks, please hit the like button if you did not already on your way out. We're going to wrap up the show here. Wake up and ball. Powered by BetUS Sportsbook. Woo! Shout out to BetUS, man. Much love to them, as always. Woo! We got a lot of things to come up with in these next few weeks and stuff about these topics because there's so much speculation. It's speculatory season in the NFL. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Any final words, TD?
Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Everybody watching on Twitter right now, we've been seeing y'all file in. Come over to YouTube and subscribe to the Roundtable Sports channel so you can catch us live and interact with us in the chat here on YouTube. We love y'all. We got another special guest.
All right, folks. We will see you guys later. Peace out, everybody. We love you guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And we'll see you on the huddle later. Peace. Out.